Alright guys, deer season is here. Hope you guys are ready to rock and roll. Today I'm going to show you a little bit of the loadout that I'm going to be using some during this season. Stay tuned for Beat Up Outdoors. Hey guys, Brian here. Hope you guys are ready for this deer season. I wanted to talk a little bit about what I'm going to be carrying out, what I'm going to be loading out for deer season in most cases this year. A variation of what I've got. Now what I'm going to show you today is not necessarily everything you have to take. Everybody has their own way of doing things. I have my reasonings for doing certain things, but I want to show you guys what I'm going to be carrying out. So first thing that I'm going to be carrying out, obviously, is my bow and my release, or another mechanism that can dispatch a deer. You guys know what I'm talking about. YouTube may restrict the video otherwise. Basically, this is generally what on any given day what I might walk into the woods with. I have my backpack and I have my saddle. I like to wear my saddle into the woods. I'm using a tethered Phantom saddle, okay? And I'm gonna just turn so you guys can see what I'm carrying. That, and obviously my dispatching mechanism. In many cases, the bow or the other. You know what I'm talking about. That being said, I want to go through a little bit of what I'm wearing so you guys can see. You guys have your own way of doing things. I have my way. There's no wrong way. Whatever suits you. The great thing about saddle hunting is you customize it to what you want, what fits you. So that's what I really like about saddle hunting. Plus, it's comfortable. First thing about saddle hunting I want to talk about is when I go to a tree stand, okay, and I sit in a saddle, it's dry. If it rains and you go in a permanent stand, sometimes you got to carry a towel, wipe it out, depending on what it is. It might be wet, etc. I just like the saddle for that reason as well. Now I do hunt permanent stands sometimes. I will say that. I'm not saying that I never hunt permanent stands. I do hunt permanent stands at times, but very often I do love hunting with the saddle if I can. So, all right. So let me go through what I'm wearing here. Take my pack off. First and foremost, I have the tethered saddle here. Okay. And I have some suspenders that I bought. I actually, my wife ordered these off of Temu, and it was like, I think you can search like tactical suspenders. It came with a belt also, but what I did was I actually attached the suspenders to the molly, okay, and I keep them somewhat loose because it's mostly tied around my hips. That way most of the weight is on my hips as opposed to my shoulders. These are if stuff starts sagging, and they'll hold it up. Plus, I'm carrying my backpack. I don't want additional weight on my shoulders. So I like it here with a little looseness, and that way I can slide my saddle down low if I need to without this restricting anything. So $7. Sometimes this thing starts sagging. I'm a skinny guy, so you know it'll start sagging at times if the belt loosens for whatever reason, or if I loosen it up when I get in the tree. Sometimes I'll loosen it up, and this will hold it. Okay, keep it from sliding down too far. So I like that. Inside of my inside of everything I'm wearing, okay, first I have in this pouch, which is a first aid pouch, okay, I have a bow pull-up rope. That is a it's like a paracord that I got from Walmart. It's orange, and I'll use this as a bow pull-up rope. I also use this as a rappel rope retrieval line as well. I have that here. Here on my left side, I have my rangefinder. I have some 550 cord wrapped around this rangefinder, and I removed the internal strings to make it skinnier. And what I do is I can hang this rangefinder around my neck if I'm still hunting on the ground. I can keep it in my pouch, wrap it up, keep it in my pouch, or while I'm in my saddle, if I want to hang it on his strap, I can hang it there as well and have quick and easy access. Okay. On my left side, I have my linesman's rope, and this wraps around the tree. I have my clip here, and I have a ropeman that I use to tighten the rope with. Okay, so it comes in really handy. I can also use this as a if I choose to use this as a tether, I can use this as a tether. So I have access an additional tether if I need to. And I usually keep that tucked away in this pouch here. Okay. On my right side, I have several things here. One is my rope. I like to one stick. So when I one stick, that means I use one rope and one stick to climb the tree. I rappel down at the very end of the hunt. In this pouch, I carry one end of this rope, and usually I keep it a little bit more longer, a little longer here, so maybe about 7 or 8 feet, give or take. I'll keep that available, and I attach it using a Night Eyes gear tie. I just ran it through my molly, and I attached my rope here. I like the pouches, but I don't have one, so this is what I'm using so far. So I'll keep this end tucked in here. I'll pull it out. When I get to the tree, I wrap it around the tree. I come back, attach my rope with my linkage, okay, and then I attach all my rappelling gear. Okay, so let's take a look at what I'm using in my rappelling and in my gear when I get to the top of the tree, or as I climb the tree. Okay, so I'm going to take out a few things here. One thing I use is an additional rope and additional D-ring here. Now I'll tell you, this is a gated ring here, and it automatically closes shut. I use this to create another like Prusik knot or something like that, for maybe for safety reasons. I can also, when I'm rappelling, I can also use it to tie my stick coming off the tree. There's a lot of functions for this. I like multifunctional things if possible. When I get to the top of the tree, I have my hiss strap, which wraps around the tree. I use this Night Eyes hook to hang my bow at the top of the tree. And I also have in this pouch here, which I have loved since I've gotten it, is this MVP, tethered MVP back like harness. So you put this on your back, and when my bridge is here, I can attach, and I can actually lean back in the tree. I have really enjoyed this. Another thing you can do is slide it down underneath your legs if you want like a bigger seat. So it's very nice. You can still shoot wearing this too. That was one question I had, but I really like that. You can probably make one of those, I'm sure, with some extra things. You can make one. So what am I using to ascend and descend? Okay, so that's a big question. Well, I've used a lot of things in the past. I've used the Figure 8, I've used the Mammoth 2.0, but I'm now using the Mad Rock Safeguard, which is all the rage here, and I have a Black Diamond D-ring. I think the number on this says 1079 on the. I'll see if I can place that up to the camera so you guys can see that. Not sure if you can see it in that, but then I have the Mammoth, the Safeguard, Mad Rock Safeguard. So that's what I use to ascend and descend the tree. That's pretty much it for my belt. For this part here, and for my harness. So, and that's pretty much it for my my saddle and everything, and what I'm carrying on into the tree. So let's take a look at my bag, and I'm going to show you why I'm carrying what I'm carrying on my bag. Okay, so let's take a look at my bag. This is a basic bag. It's a very cheap bag. I got it from Walmart. It is a red line bag, so 20 bucks give or take what I paid for it. On the back of my bag, I have my one stick. Now my stick, I've attached it using these clips here. You guys can see that. I've clipped. And I also have a Night Eyes gear tie, and that is my stick. On my stick, I had to modify it a little bit to make it easier. I have modified this clip here. I can't remember what that's called. Leave it in the comments what that's called. It just slips my mind for a moment, and I know I'm going to remember in just a minute probably. And I also have an assist here, okay, a rope assist, a ladder type deal to extend my reach. So, and I can hunt off of this platform. This is my main platform that I use to hunt. Now this is the Hawk Helium. It's not a high-end, but it does well. There's some creakiness in it. I don't like that. You got to be careful, but it does what I need, you know, for the money. I think it's a pretty good setup. On my right side here, I have some clippers. If I get a branch I need to clip. I also have a little saw that I keep here. Now, you have to know where you're at. If you're on private land, that works. Public land, that may not work. So you just have to know where you're at, obviously, and know what you can use. On this side, I have my thermocell, and I keep a piece of 550 cord, so I can hang that on my hip strap as well. That's for hot weather. It's I'm in South Carolina. A lot of mosquitoes. They will tear you up, so you just got to watch it. All right, so inside my field pack, I'm going to open this up. And you guys can see I have inside tucked away. When I get to the top of the tree, I can put on my knee pads. I bought these at I think I got these from the flea market for like $1 or something like that, or $2. Really cheap military grade knee pads. They work well when I'm in the tree. I've added one additional thing. I have a pouch here. It's like a camelback. It's a water bladder. I've added to this pack for hot weather. I didn't really run this last year in this water bladder, but I may try it this year. It does have additional weight, but it's so hot. Sometimes you get in the tree and you're sweating and you need water. And I can run this hose out and also, you know, make sure I'm hydrated. Just don't hydrate too much, or else you may have to go to the restroom, if you know what I mean. So deep down in the bottom of my pouch, in my pack, sorry, I have my tree steps. All right, so this is a set of tree steps. I think I got them from Bullman Outdoors. These are aluminum. I wrapped them in some tape. This was like camouflage duct tape. It's coming off. I probably need some of that silent tape a lot of folks are using, but it works. It helps me to get around a tree in addition to the platform that I'm using here. Really good because, again, if I'm hunting on one side of the tree and I want to go to the other side, I can with these. So I do like the mobility that I have with these, and I don't always use them. Sometimes I don't use them, but I do have that option. All right, so that's in the main part compartment. Inside my pouch here, there's another compartment. I have, this is toilet paper. I don't need to say any other reason why you might need this, except one other reason. You know the main reason, but the other reason is if you do have to track a deer, you can tear off pieces of tissue, TP, to follow your trail. So if you have blood here on the ground, you tear off a piece hanging on a branch, and then you can make your trail that way without using these, which I also have in here as well. This will disintegrate, okay, when it rains, so have that. I also have a gutting knife, a bone saw. These don't necessarily need to be in my pack, but I mean, I can keep these in the truck, but I have them. I have my hunting license or my tags. I have a call here. I'll put other calls in here as the season goes on. I'll probably put like my doe bleed, etc. in here. Down in the pouch, I also have a backup. Okay, I have a backup. So this is another strap that I use sometimes as a linesman belt. I have this. Remember I said I can use my linesman belt as a tether if I need to, so I have that. And then I have this as an additional linesman belt, additional D-ring. And then I have this figure 8 ring that I can also use to rappel with if I were to drop my safeguard. Inside this pouch, I have an extra release. You get to the top of the tree and you drop your release. Ooh, not a good situation. So this is my extra release if I need it. I have my flashlight. I love this little flashlight. This is a Smith & Wesson. I can actually clip it to my hat when I'm actually climbing out of the tree at night. A lot of times I'll clip it to my hat. Now I'm going to be probably wearing a boonie hat some this year, which will be kind of floppy, but you still can clip it to the molly on the boonie hat. I love this little flashlight. It has different brightness levels, etc. It does not have a red color. I wish it did. I have some tape here, or some flag here. I have matches here. Believe it or not, I have in my mindset of a what if something happened kind of thing. But I do have these matches. Hopefully we'll never need them for any emergency situation. But if you're ever in a situation you get lost or whatever, you do have access to keep yourself warm, fire, etc. It might be a little overkill, but hey. In this pouch I have my binoculars. And I will keep a clip on these binos, and I will clip them to my his strap when I'm in the top of the tree. So this is pretty much my loadout. Oh, one other thing. In the past, I have carried a compass, but I have my watch now, and my watch actually has a compass built in. This is a Garmin Instinct watch, so it does have a compass. It's got GPS on it. I've been in situations before behind my house in a swamp and got turned around and just needed to figure out which way was out. Now, where it was, if I went in any direction, I would eventually make my way out, but it's not a good feeling to get lost. So having some form, if you're going out in places, especially if you can get turned around, especially tracking a deer, things like that, you're looking at the ground, you can get twisted very easily. So having a way to find your way out of the woods is very, very important. And last but not least, one piece of gear that I really have enjoyed using, and that is my e-bike. I use that to go to and from my hunting sites, and I have used it to attach my deer cart to pull a deer back to the truck. I hope you guys are safe this season. I hope you're successful. God bless you. Remember, keep Christ first. I appreciate you guys watching the channel. Remember to like and subscribe. Feel free in the comments below to let me know what you're doing this season. Maybe shoot me some videos on some channels that some guys are doing. Love to hear about it. Enjoy your comments. Have a great day. See you soon on B-Dub Outdoors.